Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be going over my weekly fantasy sets for NFL Week 16. Just do not put these guys in your lineup. They are not going to be beneficial to your round 2 of your playoffs if you made it that far in some of your leagues. And let's get right into it. Starting off with quarterbacks. I got Tom Brady versus the Panthers. He doesn't really have many weapons now with Godwin and possibly Mike Evans out. I mean, AB is probably going to have a field day like he normally does when Tom Brady needs help, but I just think you got to sit Brady because I just don't think he's going to put up the performance that you would desperately desire in your second round of your playoffs. I'd go in there and pick up a free agent quarterback in your league, but it's just kind of the basic extravaganza there. I also got Justin Fields versus the Seahawks. I think that Seahawks defense is going to be able to shut Fields down in this game. I also don't think Fields is that good of a quarterback right now, and I think that's going to play into Seattle's hands, and hopefully Seattle squeaks out with a win because I do not like the Bears, and I've never liked them, and I never will. So, yeah. Baker Mayfield versus the Packers. I just think the Packers defense is going to do good. And I don't think Baker Mayfield is a capable quarterback of playing well. I mean, I'll be cheering for him, but I just don't think he's a good quarterback. And against the Packers defense that has Jair Alexander coming back, I just think they're going to shut down that Browns offense. I got Derek Carr versus the Broncos. Derek Carr has not played bad this season, you could say. But Derek Carr faces a tough Broncos defense. And I think the Broncos are going to try and get revenge and win against the Raiders. And improve their record to maybe even try and make the playoffs here. And I think they would push ahead in the playoff seeding then. Well, obviously they would, but I think they'd be ahead of the Raiders then, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of hoping for the Broncos to win. I just don't want the Raiders to make the playoffs, personally. I just don't want to see them in the playoffs. But, yeah. Carson Wentz versus the Cardinals. I just think the Cardinals are going to find their rhythm again, try and get back on track. And I think Carson Wentz is going to have an off game. I just think that offense is going to turn one-dimensional and just handing the ball off to Jonathan Taylor a million times, so they're not going to have too many pass attempts. And Carson Wentz, I just don't think he's going to have a good game statistically passing or in fantasy. My top running backs to sit, I got James Conner versus the Colts. The Colts' defensive line has played well against the run, and I think they're going to continue that and pretty much demolish James Conner at the line of scrimmage. I think James Conner could have a touchdown, but I just don't think that's going to end up helping him against the Colts in their amazing interior that they have there. Myles Gaskin versus the Saints. The Saints' front seven is insane, and I just think Myles Gaskin is going to shut down with some random guy that came in, Duke Johnson, who had 20 fantasy points last game, and he just took over that Miami backfield. So I just don't think Myles Gaskin is going to get the playing time that some people do think he's going to have, and I think the Saints defense, when he's on the field, are going to completely shut him out of the game plan. Clyde Edwards-Helaire versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers front seven is really good. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire has had a down season, and I think he's going to continue that. Not have a great season, and the Steelers' defense is going to dominate at the line of scrimmage. And I'm just going to pretty much take him out of the game plan for the Chiefs. Ezekiel Elliott versus Washington. Zeke, I think, could have 2 touchdowns, but I just don't think he's going to have any yards or any catches or anything because Tony Pollard is taking over that backfield pretty secretly, but it's kind of become known now. So I kind of predict that Washington is going to be able to stop Zeke, and then they're just going to resort to having to stop Pollard. Mike Davis versus Detroit. I just think Mike Davis is falling off, and I just think Detroit is not a good fit really against the Falcons. I just think Detroit is just going to shut down the run game against Mike Davis because they have fast linebackers, so I just think they're going to be able to make plays, get Mike Davis out of the game plan, and they're just going to focus more on Cordell Patterson then. Now my wide receivers. I think you need to sit Brandon Cooks versus the Chargers. I just think the Chargers defense is going to lock down this Texans offense, and I just think Brandon Cooks is going to have a pretty much off game. And I think Hunter Renfrow versus the Broncos. Hunter Renfrow hasn't been the best, but he's the number one receiver now. And I think Pat Surtain is going to lock down Hunter Renfrow from any sort of good amount of yardage or anything like that. Amon-Ra St. Brown versus the Falcons. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to get A.J. Terrell on him, and A.J. Terrell should have been in the Pro Bowl instead of Trayvon Diggs. But, interceptions are the only thing that matters in this league now. Not how well you can cover. But A.J. Terrell is going to have a great game against Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just think Amon-Ra St. Brown is slowly going to get out of the game plan, and they're going to take him out of the game because he can't get open. And Russell Gage versus the Lions. I think Amani Oruwariye is going to shut down Russell Gage because Amani Oruwariye has shut down receivers this year before. I think he's going to do the same with Russell Gage, who is coming off of a big game, but I just think Russell Gage isn't going to be able to find a rhythm in this game, and I think Lions defense is going to step up. Jalen Waddle versus the Saints. Waddle will be on Lattimore, and Lattimore is a top 5 corner, I don't care what you say, and Waddle has not had to face a very good corner yet, so I just think Waddle's going to get shut down. My last one here, I got my top tight ends to sit. I'm sitting Noah Fant versus the Raiders. The Raiders linebacker core has played well. I just think Fant is going to be out of the game plan, and take him out of your lineups no matter what. Gronk versus the Panthers. Gronk could get double teamed and make that offense just hand the ball off a lot. And I think that's going to lead to Rob Gronkowski not having a good game. So do not play him. Cole Kmet versus the Seahawks. I just think the Seahawks linebacking core has played so well, and I just think Kmet is not going to be able to get the volume that some people think he will. And I just think he's going to be shut down. Austin Hooper versus the Packers. This is explanatory. Packers linebackers has played well, and Austin Hooper has not played well in the past few weeks. CJ Uzomah versus the Ravens. He has had a long stretch of games this season where he hasn't performed. I think he's going to continue that, and I think the Ravens are going to be more focused on Ja'Marr Chase, but I just think CJ Uzomah is not a good play. And those are my weekly sits for NFL Week 16. Have a good day. See ya next time.